It's not a new tradition, it dates back to centuries. Leaders, if anyone, are the most insecure for a few reasons. They always want to feel that they are superior and the universe revolves around them. Listen, you might not even realize it, but you have pissed off your boss, and you have no idea that your behavior has made your boss, who is supposed to be your ally, become your biggest enemy. It is because they always want to feel comfortably superior above you and everyone else who reports to them. You would think that a manager or a boss would have nothing to do with you because they're paid more or that they're more experienced. Your boss could even be the most chill person that you know of, but don't let that appearance fool you. After all, perception is reality. You can't be far from truth if you think that. Let me tell you exactly why that is, along with signals and signs that would tell you that your boss is indeed pissed at you. You see, the gods have still to make a man that lacks the patience for absolute power.
The gods have yet to make a man who lacks the patience for absolute power, Your Grace.
Let's do a small story time of Nicholas and King Louis. Nicholas was a wealthy finance minister and threw an extravagant party that outshone the young king's own display of wealth. He thought that this will impress King Louis, but it ended making King Louis feel threatened and insecure that the guests started to praise Nicholas' arrangements more and opulence more than the king's. So, feeling threatened and humiliated, Louis had Fouquet arrested and imprisoned for life. Think about it. The long story short is the boss might even be a king and might be the most insecure person on the face of earth. In the modern day workplace, these signals are a bit more evident. You don't need parties and life imprisonment to understand that. Let's talk about it and see situations where the boss is very likely to take offense and get pissed at you. Reason 5 and 6 are so toxic that you will thank yourself for never coming across a boss like this. So stick around till the end. Number 1, you display your skills way too much and steal the spotlight away from the boss. Talk about stealing their thunder. A boss hates attention taken away from them. They want to appear so magnificent in their role that it's a theory for them to always command the room. So let's see. You're in a meeting with a client or a team. You share some ideas the others perceive might work, or you might even have more insights on a subject expertise than the boss has on a particular topic. You share it thinking you're doing the right thing by weighing in, but what does the boss think? They might think that you're stealing attention from them and minimizing their image or their expertise. They don't like that feeling. Number 2, you interrupt the boss way too much.
I'm not done talking yet. You will speak when I'm done.
Look, boss or not, interrupting anyone will piss off people. Every human wants to feel important, and rightfully everyone is the main character of their own life. But your boss needs to feel like the main character every time and all the time at workplace. You interrupt them, you make them pause against their will. Some might even notice that they speak over you and in a more louder tone now this time because they want to be heard more than you. They cannot be seen in a way where others interrupt them. Take any example in history or your favorite TV show. Nobody likes being interrupted, and definitely not your boss. Number 3, you're a fan favorite more than your boss is, or you're more popular than them. People like you more than they like the boss, or people love to approach you with their problems and not the boss. Then I have news for you. Your boss feels useless and it's disturbing to them. Some bosses long for attention. They crave to share their knowledge. They are desperate to solve problems of others to show everyone that they know how things work. And you taking away this opportunity from them makes them resent you. Bosses are more insecure than anyone. We've learned it by now. If they feel they are not needed, it signals their team no longer sees them in an authoritative position and makes them feel bad about it. Thanks to you, you've wounded their ego. Number 4, you put forward your ideas at the expense of sabotaging theirs. You might be a team player, but your boss wants to call the shots. The boss likes to be in control. More than that, the boss loves to be seen as the powerhouse and center of great ideas. The boss may not even admit it, but often the boss likes to show everyone that their experience is all that matters, or they've seen and done it all. So if you share an idea or say something to them in private or in a team meeting that goes against their core ideas, it makes them feel a certain type of way. You notice them immediately cutting you off and saying, "Oh, but I know more than you. I've been working in this field for years and years, and I definitely know what I'm talking about. So thanks for nothing. Stay quiet, shoo, or whatever." If you thought that's all, no. Let me tell you, there's more, and this is more toxic than other signs. And if you're working with a narcissist boss, these signs are trivial but very evident. Number 5, you refuse unpaid overtime. If you cannot work overtime, sometimes it's best to share it with delicate words and a polite excuse. Your straightforward rejection offends them. Some bosses love to see you beg for that paycheck, so they think you will do whatever you want and whenever you want on their command. They might work you overtime, and if you refuse, then you've fallen from their good graces. It makes them feel in control of the situation when they give you this punishment by deducting your salary for not working overtime. Number 6, you refuse picking calls and don't respond at midnight. Unfortunately, many bosses love to feel that they are able to pull your strings and treat you like a puppet. They might not be available for you instantly or in days or weeks, but expect you to give up anything you're doing in a heartbeat to attend them. For them, in their heads, it might look a little something like, "You can't pick up the call in one go? Sorry, that's one strike number 1 for you. You don't call back in 2 minutes? Sorry, strike number 2. And by chance you don't reply to their texts at 12 a.m. or refuse to join a meeting in the middle of the night, then it's a strike 3 and you're out. Number 7, you deny sharing details of your personal life. So as an extension of the previous point, a pissed boss would ask you to provide details of your whereabouts and what you were doing, where you went, and with whom and whatnot. So this kind of boss would also ask you to provide screenshots of call logs of your phone and screenshots of your personal email screen or chats. Some bosses feel just because they have a way to affect your livelihood, they feel they have some power over you. Refusing to share these details infuriates the boss, who doesn't have any right to collect your personal details anyway. And look, some might also love to gain information about your relationships, how you spend your money, and so on. And you not giving those details out irritates them. The lesson is, never appear to surpass or overshadow your boss if you want to play the corporate power game. This means you must never ever make the leader or your boss feel insecure, no matter how cool you think your boss is. I hope these signs remind you to not cross them. But of course, take these signs with a grain of salt. After all, there are some bosses who are sweet. I hope you get a chance to work with more of them. But until then, be alert to not make any of these mistakes to offend your boss. Subscribe for more employment tips.